This is what my simple braiding pattern looks like. I just do 2 side anchors, 2 top anchors, and then I just let the braids go back and forth. Really simple, really flat. Of course, if this was my client, the braids would be neater, but I just was in a rush. And I did leave out all around the perimeter and also a V-shaped leave out in the top section of my head. I usually leave out less hair, but since I'm going to add those braidless tracks, I left out a little bit more hair. This is the weaving net you can get from any beauty supply store. I'm going to apply this directly on top of my braids, and this helps your sew-in lay flatter and last longer and gives you more area to sew on. And I'm just showing my Dr. Miracle Follicle drops. I got these from the beauty supply store, and what they do is soothe your scalp, and it just helps give you relief of an itchy, dry, tight sew-in. And this is what the head should look like right after the weaving net. And this is my Candy Jewels Malaysian wavy hair. The bundles are really full. This hair is really nice. It has amazing quality and texture. The wefting is awesome. The beards are hidden. You get a nice 4-ounce full bundle. Like, it's so much hair. The tracks are so long. I'm gonna have to double them when I install them, or all the hair won't fit in my head because it's so much hair. Now I'm just showing the back of the braid and where you're supposed to start it. And you see how much hair I left out in the back. It's not that much hair. You don't need a whole lot out. And I'm just doubling my wefts right now, folding them in half. And now I'm just lining it up to the braid of where I want to sew it. The one right in the very back is not that hard, you guys. I'm doing the pull and loop method, and that is just when you wrap the thread around the other piece of thread and you pull, and it creates like a knot. And the knot will help secure your track and keep your tracks from slipping. It helps them remain flexible. That way you can pull it up in a ponytail. Like, your sew-in won't be stiff. So continue just to do the loop and pull method down this your track. And you guys, I'm sorry this is a bit out of focus. I did this all by myself. I really couldn't tell if it was in focus. I don't have a mirror behind me, so please excuse that. And once you reach the end of your track, you're going to go ahead and flip it. And what flipping it does is help preserve your wefts. So when you take your weave out, you can reuse it. So just flip it to the other side. And what you want to do is sew and do the loop and pull type of method. And you want to secure that down about 4 or 5 times really well, because you don't want that to lift up. And this will help your sew-in lay flat if you tack those edges down really good. And just place it right on top of the other track. And continue to sew. It's really simple, guys. You can do it. Loop and pull, loop and pull, loop and pull. Now I'm halfway done, and have installed almost 1.5 packs. I'm going to show you guys how I do the curve type of thing on the side. So when you lift your hair back, you won't be able to see any tracks at all. So what you want to do is take your tracks and place it directly on top of the last track you installed. And when you get ready to sew, what you want to do is take your needle under the last track and over the new track. And I want you to do this about maybe 3 or 4 times to secure it, just like you do when you're folding your wefts. And you do this a little bit at an angle. So you do that, you hold your track at an angle, and once you've tacked it down, you actually curve your track back and then begin to sew normally. And what this does is create a curve on the side of your braid, and it just helps your tracks lay a lot better, and you won't get that gap in between your sewing, like where you can see your knitting and your braids. So I really love this method. It helps for a flawless sew-in, and you can just continue to sew your tracks all the way up to the top. As you guys can see, I lay my tracks in a U motion, going in the shape of my head, following my perimeter braids. And by this time I'm almost done. You guys, I know I sped up this video, but this is a long process. It took me about, I want to say, probably 3 hours. I'm getting quite fast at my own sew-ins. It used to take me a long time. And just continue to loop and pull, but at the top do it really close together and really tight, because this is your last track. You don't want it to lift, and it's really important that this stays flat. Now I'm done. As you guys can see, when you lift it back, you don't see any tracks. Happy about that. Now I'm just going to take a loose my leave out. And my hair is natural. All I did was blow dry it straight. And I'm just going to section off the hair I'm using for the braidless sew-in. That piece of hair is going to cover my tracks, and now I sectioned off another piece. And what you want to do is loop and pull in one section. Do that about 2 or 3 times, then move over. Then what you want to do is stick the needle inside of the thread and pull, and then loop and pull, and loop and pull again. As you guys can see, this is how your braidless base should look. Now I'm just going to sew the tracks onto the braidless base. Sew it on very tight, but make sure you're staying really neat. It's really simple, you guys. If you got to go back and watch it one more time, do that. Sorry it's not focused once again. So I have added the braidless tracks. There's one. Wait, can you see it? There's one. And it's another one there. And it's one there. I only put 2 on each side just so it's really easy to blend.